Well, hello YouTubers, welcome back to my channel. Mike here. So, been out to Wyoming a couple of times this summer. Did a lot of rock hounding out there. Got a couple of videos. I'll put a link in the upper right to one of them. Maybe a link in the upper right to the other one later. So, did a lot of rock hounding. The wife and I did. I did some alone out there. Also visited some rock shops. And came back with a lot of rocks. And what I aim to do is cut some of these in our lower tone lapidary saw over here and see what's inside. I'm already slicing and dicing on one. This is something that kind of looks like Wyoming jade, but I don't really think it is. Especially now that I've cut into it. It doesn't really look like jade. I don't think it is. I got a couple other things here that kind of look like jade, but probably aren't. I got something that kind of looks like jade and maybe actually is. Might take a slice off of it and see what it looks like inside. I got a lot of other interesting rocks here. I got a lot of banded iron. Some of these I think will look really nice once they're cut. I got some smaller ones over there that I think would look really nice tumbled. I got an agate I found. Actually, I got a couple agates I found, which I need to cut. Just some interesting rocks. I don't know what they are. This to me looks for all the world like fossilized coral, but I kind of doubt it is. I think the formation out there is too old. I don't think coral existed when that formation out there that these rocks came from happened. I mean, it's a greenstone belt, so I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to cut into it and see what it looks like inside. Yeah, this face here, kind of what made me think it would look like coral. It kind of got a hexagonal pattern in there, but maybe it's just an optical illusion. So we'll cut into that and see what it looks like. Got some other pretty rocks I picked up. Not sure what this purple one is. We'll cut into it and see. This might not all make it into this video, or maybe I'll just show you some of the cut ones at the end, because cutting these is going to take a long time. Got some rocks I found at a rock shop. Got some purple jasper here. I found at a rock shop, kind of cheap. And I got a big hunk of lysite agate in here. It's soaking in muriatic acid right now to take the caliche off of it. So I'll let that go for another day or two probably, and then clean it up and cut it. See what the pattern inside looks like. So yeah, I got lots of rocks here. I got more in my bucket here. Some of these I don't know why I picked up. I don't remember right now. I'm like, why did I pick those up? I think I just added weight to the bucket. So let me grab a piece and we'll cut it. I think I'll start with this piece that looks like coral, but I doubt it really is. And we'll take a slice off this face here, clean it up, and get a better look at the pattern of crystals inside. See what it actually looks like. Okay, I got that piece of, I don't think it's jade out of there, and I've got this piece of maybe it's coral, but probably not in there. And I'm just gonna, it already has a fairly flat face on it where I can kind of see into the crystals there, and I'm just gonna clean that up with the saw. Try and just take a really thin cut off and see if I can clean that up and get a better view inside, see what it is before I decide whether I want to cut it anymore. I think that's what I'm going to do. Now, speaking of the piece of rock I took out of there, it sure does look like a piece of Wyoming jade slick, especially when it's wet, especially when it's wet with oil on the outside. But on the inside, well, it looks too grainy. I mean, it's hard. It's harder than steel, whatever it is. Steel does not scratch it. So it's about the hardness of jade. But it is, it looks too grainy to me on the inside, and it is totally opaque. Even these thin slices, with the brightest light I can find behind it, no light comes through. So it's totally opaque. I don't know, anybody out there with experience in this area, tell me what you think this is. You know, is there a low grade of jade that's kind of grainy on the inside? Or is it something else? I know there's a couple of minerals that supposedly can imitate jade and fool you. So let me know what you think I got here. Okay? Because I got a lot of it. But I have a couple other pieces that I think more likely to be jade, possibly. So we'll see. Alright, let me get this closed up and get it cutting so we can see what this rock looks like. And I put out another video a while back on using this, where I explained how this saw works. So I'll put a link in the upper right to that video. Another video where I was cutting rocks and I went into detail about how the saw works. So if you're not familiar with how these saws work, check out that video and I explain it all. Alright, so we'll be back when this is done cutting. Okay, let's see what we've got in here now. Okay, it looks like we've cut clear across it. That's interesting. It's an interesting pattern, but I don't think it's coral. My stepson suggested maybe quartzite, and he might be right. I think I'm going to take a thin slice off of it and see what it looks like. Hopefully, there's enough travel left on this to get a thin slice. I had to roll it out pretty good to get any kind of cut on it, because it's so irregular shape. Let's see. Let's see if it'll do a thin slice like that. Here's a thin flake I got off of it. Let's take a thin slice off of it and see what it looks like. Maybe it'll be nice and translucent. Okay, we'll be back when that's done. Well, time for the big reveal. Let's see what we got. Thin slice of something here. It's kind of pretty. You know, it really does kind of look like coral, but I'm sure it's not. I think those are just big quartz crystals in there. Yeah, I think that's what we got. Yeah. Yeah. I think that's what we got here. Just some big quartz crystals down in here. Alright. Pull that out and clean it up. So here's the slice I cut off. And here's the rock itself. And you can see this. There's some big crystals in there. Yeah, and this, I think, is, oh yeah, quite translucent. Interesting. Not as interesting as I'd hoped it would be. Maybe there's some better stuff deeper inside. I might take some more cuts on it, maybe cut it the long way and see if there's anything interesting inside it. This rock over here I think is pretty much the same thing, so probably we got the same thing going on here. I may set these aside for future consideration, and I think what I really want to do is I want to cut into one of these banded iron pieces, because some of them, especially when they're wet, are really, really pretty. I mean, just the colors, that one's not really showing up, but yeah, the colors are amazing in them, especially when they're wet. So I think I want to cut into one of them. Here's one too. Yeah. So this one's already got a semi-flat base on it, right here. So I can just take a cut across here, flatten it up even more, and expose what's going on inside. So I think I'll do that one next. Alright, I got this piece of banded iron in here. I'm going to take just a really, really light cut on it just to true up this face, and we'll see what it looks like. I'm thinking it might be a really pretty rock, so I might want to get multiple slices off of it. So this first cut, I just want to true it up. I don't really want to take any meat off. Hopefully I'm going in deep enough to true it up. We'll see. The rock's also not sitting very far into the clamp there, so hopefully it will stay in place during the cut and not fall out. I guess we'll find out. Let me get it started up and we'll see. Alright, let's see. Let's take a look and see what we got. We get a good cut on it. Kind of looks like it. Pull the carriage back. Let's see. Yeah, look at that. That's pretty nice. Colors are a little muted down here. It's dark. The yellows and reds are actually brighter than they're showing up there. Let me try and get a slice out of this now. See if I can get like a 1/4 inch or a 3/16 inch thick slice out of it. Just to maybe something I can polish up. One side or both sides maybe. And see how it looks. That looks pretty good slice. Hopefully it'll hold together. Okay, maybe just a hair thicker. Alright, so we'll cut it and we'll see what we get. Sooner or later I'm going to drop my phone in that goo. I better get my regular camera and tripod out. Alright, I got the better camera out. Not going to drop my phone in. Let's see what we got here. Hey, that looks nice. That is really, really nice. Wow. I hope that's showing up. Let me see if I can get a better look at it. I'll give you a closer up look at it under some better light. That is beautiful. That is some nice banded iron right there. And I think I am going to try and get another slice off of it. The carriage will move over far enough to do it. That is gorgeous. Alright, while the next piece is cut, and I'll give you a look at this piece. Wow, look at that. That is something. I love this banded iron. That is a beautiful pattern. The colors are great. The lighting it's a little muted. I hope you can see the colors. Nice. Let's see what the next slice looks like. So here's the next piece I got off of it. If anything, I think this one looks nicer. Wow. Look at that. That's some beautiful banded iron right there. Right, let me pull the piece out of the saw because I don't think I can get another cut on it without going to some extraordinary measures. And we'll see what it looks like. So here's the piece that was still in the saw, the part that's left. Yeah, it'd be hard to get more cuts off of this because it's so thin. I have ways, and we may talk about those ways here in the future with some of the other stuff we need to cut. Wow, look at that. That's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Not bad for a found rock. I got a lot more banded iron out there, so let me cut another one. So this one here, this is a big, ugly looking lump, but I think if I clean up one or more of the edges, it'll look a lot nicer. I'm thinking I should clean up this edge here, or maybe this edge, and the banding would show up a lot better. Yeah, even that edge. They all have some banding. Every edge has some banding. It's just a matter of exposing it. So let me make the first cut, I think, across here, and we'll see what's inside. And then maybe I'll cut some other faces too, or take some slices off, depending on how it looks. Okay, let's see what we've got. Yeah. Look at that. Look at that. That piece. It's like flame. Look at that. The way that banded iron was contorted in there. Holy cow. Yeah, I hope that's showing up. Wow. I'll give you a closer look as usual. There we are. Check that out. And in the face over here, oh, that is so nice. That is so beautiful. I'll have to get a picture of that with my phone so you can see it. Wow! Look at that. Look at that. Whoa. That is a nice piece of banded iron. Wow, I need to think about what I want to do with that. Do I want to take these slabs off or what? I don't know. That is so nice, those pieces there. Get the lighting just right. It's not reflections. Wow. I thought that would look good under the crust. I thought so. Okay. Let me think about what I want to do with that. I cut it up anymore. So this rock here might just be too beautiful to cut up much further. I need to think about it, but what I want to do is, I've turned it about 90 degrees, and I'm going to expose another side of it. I'm just going to cut off enough to expose another side, and we'll see if it's as pretty on that side. Plus I'll have the piece that comes off too. So we'll see how that works out. Alright, let's see what we've got. Wow, cutting a little bit of banded iron turns the whole inside of the saw blood red. It's like there's been a massacre in there, like I'm cutting up meat or something. Let's see what we got here. Oh yeah, that is just absolutely amazing. Amazing. Wow. Okay, let me set that aside. We'll get this out. We'll take a look at it. Well, I think this is possibly the prettiest rock I have ever cut into. So, I think I need some kind of plan for what to do with it before I slice and dice it up any further. So I think we're done with this rock for now. It's just amazing. Just absolutely amazing. Yeah, I just picked this up off the ground out in Wyoming. I'm going back to that spot again, and I'm not telling anybody else where that is, because this is some amazing stuff here. Yeah, so don't even ask where I found this. That's my little secret for now. Well, I'll tell my wife. She can come help me look so we can find some more of this stuff. This is amazing. Those two cut faces are just beyond belief. Okay. Got the saw out. I'm already messy and sweaty. So let's see, what else do I want to cut? Well, guess what? I got another piece of banded iron here. It's too thin for me to clamp it, so I have hot melt glued it to this piece of wood, and I can put a piece of wood in the clamp. Now this face right here is pretty darn flat, but it's not quite flat enough to get a decent polish on. So I think I'm just going to skim it with the blade and make it flatter so that I can get a good look at this and see if it's worth polishing. And then while I'm at it, for later, I've got this agate that I found while we were rock cutting out there. And again, I just want to do a skim cut across in here and expose what's going on inside. I don't know, do I want to cut it in half lengthwise, or do I just want to do a skim cut? I'll have to think about that, but first we're going to do the banded iron. So let me get it in the saw. Okay, I got this stone mounted in here as close to parallel to the blade as I can get it, parallel to this semi-flat face. And I'm going to take just a skim cut across it to try and even it out some. I might need to take a couple cuts to get it, because there's some deeper areas there. We'll see, and hopefully I'll expose a really nice surface that can be polished and made beautiful. So we'll see how that goes. Okay, let's pull the carriage back and see what we got. Oh, wow. That is pretty nice. But I think I need to go in a little bit deeper. One more cut. Try and clean that up over here on this side. But yeah, that is super gorgeous. I'll give you a close-up look at that once we get the second cut in. So I'll cut it again, pull it out, and we'll take a look at it. Okay, let's see what it looks like this time. Ooh, actually took a thin slice off. Oh, that is paper thin too. Wow, that's some tough rock to be able to cut it that thin. Let's see what it looks like here. Holy moly, that's nice. That's really nice. I will pull that out of there and give you a look at it, because I got to turn it around to cut the other one anyway. I'll pull it out. Okay, so here's the cut we just got on that. It's not perfectly flat. It kind of rolls over here, but that's okay. That's okay. I'm not going to cut any more off of it. That is a beautiful rock right there. what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to polish that up, polish up this face of it, make it really pretty. That'll be in another video though. This video is about cutting rocks. Speaking of cutting, here's that paper thin slice I took off of there. It is absolutely paper thin and tough. Sharp, wow. Alright, so that's tough rock. This rock was baked deep in the earth for a long, long time. And under incredible pressure. It is tough stuff. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to turn this over and I want to cut this one. How do I want to cut it? I think because this hole right here is so deep, I think I'm just going to have to go all in and try and cut it right down the center and see what it looks like. I think I'm going to have to. Hopefully it is pretty on the inside. A lot of color showing on the outside. Hopefully there's a lot of color on the inside. So let me get it in the saw and get it cutting. Okay, so I've got the rock mounted in there, so we should cut right through the middle of it long ways and have two pieces. I hope this is the right decision. There's no going back from this, but you know what? I got this rock for free, basically just walking around in Wyoming. So, no great loss if it doesn't work out so good. So, but I'm hoping for something pretty inside, so cross your fingers. And we'll give it a cut and see how it goes. I did manage to get this this agate nodule cut in half. I used my wet tile saw, my rigid wet tile saw to finish it. This is one hard piece of rock. Wow. This wet saw was just binding right down on it. It's one tough piece of rock. Hard. And it's just not quite as pretty on the inside as I was hoping. But it's interesting, you know. Hey, I got it for free. Picked it up walking around out in the desert. So it's got a little bit of interesting stuff going on. Just not quite as pretty as I'd hoped. I don't know. If I got some free time, I might try polishing it up, see how it looks polished. Alright, well that's about all the time I've got for cutting today. So I think I'll end this video here. So there's the really beautiful piece of a banded iron right there. I cut it on two faces and got some nice pieces off of it. Here's the other piece I cut. Got 3 pieces out of it. Here's this piece right here. Gorgeous. That one stayed on the wood. I don't know why the other one didn't. Here's that piece of quartzite I cut. You see how the crystals have got smashed up in there as that got metamorphosed. Here's this piece of, it looked kind of like a jade slick, but it's not, I don't think. I don't think that the texture's quite right, and it is super opaque. It's kind of greenish. I don't know what it is. So, you know, again, I'd like to, if you have any suggestions what it could be, let me know in the comments. And here's a variety of other rocks I cut off camera just to keep this video from getting too long. This rock here had some purple in it. I don't know if that's like amethyst or what. It's interesting. Purple veining in it. Here's another piece of banded iron. It's not quite as pretty as the others. Even when it's wet, it's not all that great. Piece of jasper over here. Some other rocks that turned out not to be too pretty on the inside. I did some cutting on them. And I didn't even get to this other stuff over here. I got another big piece of banded iron here. I got some other interesting rocks I found. I got the lysite agate that was soaking in the muriatic acid. Got all the caliche off of it now. And I got a big chunk of purple jasper. So I guess in another video I will cut those up, because I think this one's getting a little long and it's getting a little late in the day. Alright, well thanks for watching. I hope you found this video interesting, enjoyable, educational, inspirational, whatever. Give it a thumbs up, give it a like, and subscribe to see my future videos. Press the little bell icon YouTube wants you to press to be notified when new videos come out. As a subscriber, if you are subscribed, when you press that little bell icon, you will be notified when I release a new video. Check out my second channel, Electric Geek 64. There's good stuff going on there too. Like, subscribe, comment, and press the bell icon there too. I would appreciate it. And thanks again for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.